Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Donati. The last lesson in our mental health is going to deal with mental disorders. This is basically a severe problem in our country. And the analogy I'm going to use is I'm going to show you a quick 10-second video on dominoes. Now, some of you are thinking, dominoes, Mr. Donati, why would you show us dominoes? Basically, look, when you look at it, it's going to happen very fast, but you're going to see one domino fall into another, into another, into another. Eventually it's going to be a long line of dominoes that are falling, and basically each domino represents basically a an anxiety, a stress, depression that people have. And what basically the point I'm making with this is one problem is going to lead to another, is going to lead to another, is going to lead to another. And so you really want to make sure you evaluate and learn how to deal with some of the smaller mental health issues, like maybe stress and anxiety, before they become major ones. So if you will, just watch real quick. And again, not a lot, but it's enough to get the point across. So we have a big problem in our country, and basically, mental disorder is an illness of the mind that can affect the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of a person, preventing them from leading a healthy, happy, and productive life. This is a tremendous problem in our society. It's estimated that 20% of the U.S. population has some type of mental disorders. A disorder is a disturbance in normal living. All right. So we need to recognize mental and emotional disorders. Mental health experts see abnormal thoughts, feelings, and or behaviors as signs or symptoms of mental disorder. The distress that people who have mental disorders experience affects their ability to function in society. Here are some of the causes. Number one, physical factors from the result of drugs or a disease. Heredity, the cards you were dealt with, basically your genes. And usually you can see that sometimes genes will follow people. And so maybe if you have a relative that's experienced some kind of mental disorder, you could be a potential candidate for it. Not always, but could be. Experiences early on. What are your experienced in terms of when you're growing up, and then recent experiences like the loss of a loved one. We want to look now at the different type of disorders. First of all, anxiety disorders. These are intense and keeps a person from functioning normally. First of all, generalized anxiety disorder. A long lasting anxiety, not specific to any situation, just the person has a certain anxiety, again, and it's not related to anything in specific, it's always there. Panic disorder, sudden, unexplained feelings of terror, also called panic attacks. Phobias, an exaggerated fear. And again, people that have phobias know they're an exaggerated fear, but the fear itself can become overwhelming. Mood disorders. A person goes under changes with regards to their mood in an extreme way. The worst examples of mood disorders are referred to as major depression. Obsessive compulsive disorder, a repeated pattern of doing things like turning a light switch on, going back and checking over things over again and again and again. Um, Personality disorder. In this category, there are three types. Passive aggressive personality disorder. This type of person is angry over issues of control. They're uncooperative and they do not like being told what to do. Borderline personality disorder, usually associated with troubled relationship. These people will lash out at others they need. And then the last one, and this group is the most dangerous out of the three. They're very aggressive, they're impulsive, and they're violent. And what's dangerous or concerning is that person will not show any remorse for the behavior. In a lot of regards, it's just collateral damage, and the person, it happened, so it happened. Post traumatic stress disorder. This is exposure to a terrifying event like war. And again, you'll see a lot of times PTSD is associated with soldiers that are coming back from the battlefield. Impulse control disorder cannot resist the temptation to act harmful. Schizophrenia. A person loses contact with reality. They'll hear voices and hallucinate. This one is going to require medicine and a lot of counseling. In some cases, the person is stuck or has schizophrenia for the rest of their life. Bipolar disorder, this is also known as manic depressive disorder. A person will have highs and lows. As bipolar disorder worsens, the lows will last longer. The lows represent depressive situations or symptoms a person will experience. Depression. Clinical depression is also a mood disorder. The symptoms can last for months. If not treated, can result in problems at school, at home, and in one's social life. If untreated, depression can also lead to substance abuse, serious behavior problems, and even suicide. About 1 in 10 teens will experience clinical depression. Females are twice as likely to experience depression as compared to males. Risk factors for clinical depression: a biological relative with a mood disorder, a major life changing or prolonged stressful situation, being a victim of violent crime or witnessing violence, a previous bout of depression, a sense of hopelessness. The last thing we want to focus in on this particular lesson is suicide. Um, Suicide is a major issue, and it's existed, but again, I think it's more profound now in terms of uh, what people are being exposed to that would lead them to suicide. So when I was growing up, we never had social media, we never had cell phones, and so if I had a problem, the rest of the world wouldn't know about it. But in today's society, because of the social media aspect, everybody in different parts of the country or parts of different parts of the world are able to see what is going on in your life. So just let me take a moment here and just reemphasize, it's good maybe once in a while to get away from your phone, stay off of social media, and kind of enjoy things that get you away from that, because over time it can become overwhelming, and then terrible things like suicide can occur. Suicide affects all kinds of people: young, old, bright, average, rich, poor, female, or male. It is important to recognize the signs. Mood disorders such as depression is a major risk factor for suicide. Other risks include a previous suicide attempt or family history of suicide, having both a mental disorder and substance abuse disorder, feeling hopeless or isolated, lack of access to mental health treatment, being influenced by suicide or of family members, peers, or celebrities. The warning signs for suicide include expressing suicidal thoughts or feelings. The person may talk about wanting to die, feel hopeless or trapped, or having no reason to live. Withdrawn from social activities. They may isolate themselves from friends, family, and social events, showing a loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities. Drastic changes in behavior. They may exhibit significant changes in sleeping patterns, insomnia or excessive sleep, appetite, significant weight gain or loss, or engage in reckless behaviors. Giving away belongings. A person may start giving away their possessions or making statements about not needing them anymore. The warning signs for suicide also include sudden improvement after a period of depression. Sometimes a sudden and unexplained lift in a mood may after a prolonged period of depression can be a sign that the person has made the decision to end their life. Again, guys, sometimes people are put in a good mood because they feel the pain's going to be over soon. Talking about death. They may engage in conversations about death, dying, or suicide, even if it seems casual or joking. Preoccupation with death. They may start researching methods of suicide or seeking out information about death and dying. Making final arrangements. Some individuals may suddenly make final arrangements such as creating a will, organizing finances, or saying goodbye to loved ones. Increased substance abuse. A person at risk of suicide may turn to drugs or alcohol as a means to cope with their emotions or numb their pain. Previous suicide attempts. Someone who has previously attempted suicide is at higher risk of attempting it again. The do's and the don'ts. Do trust your feelings. A lot of times, guys, we have a gut feeling on things, and sometimes we know when something's not right. Trust that feeling. Take all threats seriously. Say how concerned you are. Listen carefully. Talk and be calm. Involve a trusted adult as soon as possible. Stay until help arrives. The don'ts. Don't dare the person to go through with it. Don't judge the person. Earlier, I mentioned that this affects everybody. It's not just a select group of people. So make sure that you don't judge the person. Analyze the motives. We are not experienced enough to do this. Leave this for the professionals. That's where the psychologists and the counselors, they're the ones that can do it. Again, we are not trained to help people with this regard. Don't argue with the person and give reasons not to attempt suicide. Last but not least, never ever leave the person alone. We are now going to watch a short video about the 988 Suicide Crisis Hotline. So please pay attention.
I'm Jessica Rosenworcel, the chairwoman of the Federal Communications Commission. Every 11 minutes, someone in the United States loses their life to suicide. All across our country, people are hurting and they need help. The good news is getting that help just got a lot easier. Effective immediately, if you call or text 988, you will be connected to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. There, professional support is available for anyone with a mental health emergency. The new 988 Lifeline is free, it's confidential, and it's available 24/7. It's also a game changer for mental health in the United States. Like 911, establishing a universally known number for suicide prevention will increase awareness of these issues and decrease the stigma surrounding mental health. So I have a message for anyone out there who might feel like you need help and you've got nowhere left to turn. You're not alone. It's not too late. Dial 988.
On a final thought, if you notice warning signs of suicide from someone you know, it's crucial to take them seriously. Reach out to the person and express your concerns and encourage them to seek professional help. If you believe the person is in immediate danger, do not hesitate to contact emergency services or helplines specific to our area. With that, once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show.